Alright, what's up guys? So today, this is a very exciting video for me as I'll be getting the new Canon R5. Not really new, it's been 2 years. The camera released in 2020 and now it's 2022. I'm very excited for you guys to see the Canon R5. This is it guys, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for, man. This massive box right here is a Pelican case which stores the Canon R5, which I'm really excited now to unbox. So let's open it up. Ooh, that sounds nice. Whoa! Dun, 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 dun. This is it. We have the Canon R5 over here. We have the Canon 15-35 f2.8 and the battery, the charger, and the charger cable. So right here is the Canon R5. It says right there R5, and I'm very excited to try this thing out. And there's a flip out screen which I really like. Look at that, so you guys can see yourself. Oh yeah, it doesn't have any battery, no wonder. I have to put in the battery. Okay, so it uses the Canon MP F5 battery, which is quite easy to find nowadays. So let's put in the battery right now and turn on this bad boy. There's also like dual cut slots over here, which I really like. It uses a CF Express and UHS 2. It has this flip out screen, which is good for vlogging, which I really like. Now it doesn't have any lens. I'm gonna put it on right now. This is the Canon 15-35 f2.8 RF lens, which means that this is the newest lineup to the RF lens, which is very good for vlogging as it is very wide and can capture the entire scene, just like what I'm using right now. This is the Tokina 11-16mm f2.8, which is also the same, but this is an APS-C lens and this is a full frame lens. So it has autofocus and manual focus over here. And also, this lens have built-in image stabilization, which means that I'm gonna get that smooth buttery shots. So I have it mounted right over here. It is quite heavy, by the way. I think it's around 1000 grams, which is quite heavy for a camera, but you can expect a very light camera with a full-frame camera. Although they say it's compact, but then I don't think so. This is compact lah. It's quite heavy, man. So you have like a mic jack over here and headphone jack. Sadly though, now I do not have any microphone, so I cannot try out the microphone. The only microphone I have with me now is the lavalier mic. It's not the best to go out with. Quite a hassle for me to like hook myself up. And also HDMI, but this is not a full-size HDMI, this is a micro HDMI. Let's turn it on. Bam! First thing first, the autofocus works damn well. What I like is that I can vlog with it just like that. Damn, this looks good, man. It has eye autofocus and also face autofocus, which is pretty good for vlogging. That means that the autofocus will be spot on onto the eye. Sadly though, I do not have any UHS 2 cut. I only have the UHS 1 cut. So I only have this UHS 1, which is the slowest out of the bunch, which is quite slow. It only runs at 95 megabytes per second. It is definitely slower than UHS 2 and the CF Express, which both cost around $200 SGD. With the CF Express on this camera, you can actually shoot 4K 120 frames per second, but with this cut, I can only shoot full HD 120 frames per second, which is okay lah. As long as I get the 120 frames per second, I'm Gucci, man. So let's try it out. Put it on this camera and just hear this. Bam! So I can actually vlog right now with it. Let's try it out. So what's up guys? So today we are vlogging on the Canon R5. I have my light over there. As you guys can see, it's quite easy to vlog on because I can see myself. Instead of this Nikon D3400, I cannot really see myself, which is quite bad lah. This is how it looks like. I'm recording on 4K on 24 frames per second. And how does this look like? Oh man, this looks good. You guys can see my background is quite messy, yeah. This is how it vlogs and how it works, which I really like. Okay, so a little context about this camera. This was actually sent to me by Canon Singapore. Canon Singapore, thank you so much for sending this over to me for me to try out. This is a review unit. Overall, I really like this. I haven't yet pushed this to its maximum. That day I went for like a night shoot, which I pushed the ISO up to its limit at around 20,000 ISO, which handled quite well, but I wouldn't post any photos that was shot on 20,000 ISO because it is too grainy to my liking. It looks like sandpaper, legit sandpaper. This shoots 4K, 4:2, 10-bit, and also you can shoot 8K RAW, 10-bit, 4:2, which means that this is the best of the best video feature that you can get. And Canon is well known for their autofocus. Their autofocus is spot on, which I really like. For comparison, my Nikon D3400 shoots on Full HD 8-bit. Compared to this is 10-bit. When I color grade inside the software, it can give me much more color data and more dynamic range. This can shoot silent at 20 frames per second and mechanical at 12 frames per second. I'd rather have a faster frame and shoot the moment than get the highest quality. Let's try to shoot on this camera right now. I'm gonna change it to this camera. So now I have it on the Canon R5 and it's on fully autofocus. So if I move back all the way, it can actually still track me. And if I go move to the front, it can still track me. Look at that. Wow. It's still tracking my eye, man. This is my Nikon D3400 over here. Oh man, I have to cover my face. I think this is how vloggers do it nowadays. I don't know, man. This is my first time trying out. So this is the Tokina lens, 11-16mm f2.8, and this is the Nikon D3400. Yeah, this is how it looks like with the lavalier mic and everything. This is currently shooting at 4K Ultra IPB. I'm not using the all-eye, which is too much data for me. And this is actually shooting on H.265 file, which is a lot more compressed, lesser file size, which I like. But because of the file, some computers, it's very hard to like edit it. This shoots on the H.264 file, which is quite easy for all the computers to handle. I want to change to 1080p because 4K is way too much file size for me. This is recording on 1080p. How does it look like? Is it still okay? It looks okay to me. So yeah, this is it. bam. When I cover my face, it doesn't track the eye, it just tracks my entire face, which is pretty cool, man. Look at that. This camera costs $6,000 with the RF lens, which costs around total $9,428, which is quite a lot. And I think that this has too much power for me. I don't really need this power in the current work that I do. I would suffice with this camera, but there's a big problem with this camera. Nikon's video autofocus sucks. I can use that autofocus on the Nikon because Nikon uses contrast-based autofocus, which means that it's not good lah. The Canon uses face detection autofocus, which is way faster. So it detects my face way faster. The autofocus system is very reliable. Pretty much enjoy it. Canon RF also shoots on CLOG, which means that it's a flat picture profile. That means I can get the greatest dynamic range out of this camera. This is how it looks like ungraded, and this is how it looks like graded. When it's ungraded, it's like very flat, but when I grade it, it will look a lot more nicer, a lot more saturated. How you guys like this picture so far? Let me try to change it to the 4K high quality. Okay, this is the 4K highest quality, which actually doesn't handle well with this camera because it can shoot the highest quality, but it will overheat in like 5 minutes. I have not tried it out yet. I've seen some reviews saying that it actually overheats like after 5 minutes. So I'm gonna do like a side-by-side comparison of my Nikon, which shoots at 1080p, and this 4K highest quality. So how does it look like? Is it good and everything? So I forgot to mention that it has also touchscreen. So whatever I'm doing now, I can just touch my face to focus. I can focus it to the back, and I can focus it to my eye. See, I can just touch it right over here. I can just touch, and it will autofocus. And it will focus to my eye. Just like that. That's how it fully works. The battery life on this camera isn't that good. It can shoot around 300 pictures until the battery is flat. But on this camera, this is a DSLR, meaning that it has a better battery life. It can shoot, I think, over 1000 pictures on this. This sensor, it has 45 megapixels, which means that it's the best sensor out of the entire lineup. And it's also a full frame. I know you guys don't get what I mean right there, but if you guys are a camera nerd like me, I think you guys can get what I'm talking about. What I really like also is that the grip is very deep. Compared to my Nikon, I think it can hold until like this much on my Nikon. But with this one, the grip is very nice. A good ergonomic design to it. My pinky don't stick out, but with my Nikon, my pinky will stick out. So like this has a nice grip to it. This has IBIS. IBIS stands for in-body image stabilization, sensor shift technology, and also digital IS, which is digital image stabilization. I'm gonna take some pictures right now and show you guys how it looks like. When I turn off the camera, the shutter actually comes down and like cover the sensor so that it's protect the sensors from dust, which is a nice feature to have. It's a very good camera for professional. I don't count myself as professional, so this is a very good camera to have because of its autofocus. There is a cheaper alternative to this, which costs half the price, which is the Canon R6, which costs around 3K to get the R6 and has a 20 megapixel sensor, but also shoots at 20 frames per second silent. What you guys want to see with this camera, just leave it down in the comment box down below. I got a lot of ideas to do with this camera. I think I'm gonna bring it to like street photography, maybe do like a POV or something. I got a lot of ideas to do with this camera. I'm legit gonna try it out to its fullest limit and yeah, see how it can handle with my real life test with it. I will do a more in-depth review on this camera, but for now, this is what I have to say about this camera, my first impression on it. So if you guys like this video, please give a thumbs up and tell me what you want to see from this camera in the upcoming videos. Other than that, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye bye.